Every evening, on the sunny side of the evening sky, you have stripes. On the star side of the evening sky, you have a very clean and pure view onto the stars, which explicitly says you have something in the air that is photoionizing, that is sensitive to the light of the sun, and as soon as you have the light of the sun on whatever is up there, it is producing current, and the current on the particles or whatever it is producing vapor, so it's getting cloudy. This is something that is definitely not natural. Then you go into chemical analysis of soil, rainwater, and plant material, and you get this fingerprint of barium, strontium, titanium, and aluminum. Everywhere around the world where you have problems with plant death, you have this fingerprint. It's not enough to kill plants if you look into the school books, but you have this fingerprint. Then you look into the history of the development of geoengineering technologies, and you find that they started experimenting with mixtures of aluminum oxide and metal salts. And if you go into the military domain, explicitly the metal salt used is barium strontium titanate. And there you have your fingerprint. It goes much further. If you look not into the chemical analysis, but if you look into the microscopy of raindrops and snow, you find all those particles. Actually, this barium strontium titanate has abilities that go into the field of scalar physics. And with scalar physics,
that's something we want to really talk about later.
Yeah, there are many more possible applications with scalar physics. It's like having something that is processing and transporting energy from here to there. The energy is caught in the field. The field is kind of sent in between the particles. And if you learned how to control the field, you can up-concentrate energy at any spot you want. Military part is rocket shield, is weather control, is induction of earthquakes, if you want so, with certain frequencies. You can make properties of water at 10 kilometers depth go berserk and trigger earthquakes. This is known since the 60s. This is why certain prospection methods in geology were forbidden, because they were basically looking for ore and oil with these technology, and they triggered earthquakes with very low energy levels, and HAARP has a million times more energy levels or energy content and is able to trigger the same frequencies. So what you can see is the 10 kilometers. This is the point within the crust where this special property of the water can be triggered. And if you look at the lists of earthquakes happening during the last 10 years, you always have those countries who did something that the United States didn't like, and then you have an earthquake triggered at 10 kilometers depth. Imagine you create a plasma and you have the ability by electromagnetic waves to make the plasma vibrate. Then you have flowing current in the sky. And with flowing current in the sky, you can, it's like a transformer, you can generate normal electromagnetic signals. Don't ask me how exactly they trigger it. Okay. But if you control the scalar field, you control all the rest, because all the rest of the fields are just aspects of the mother field. Just to get a picture of it, if you have a normal electromagnetic propagating wave, this is like a sine. This is a direction of propagation, and the vibration of the field is in a right angle to the direction of propagation. If you take two of these waves that have the same frequency but opposite vibration direction, and you overlay them, then all the components that go in a right angle from the direction annihilate each other, and what is left over is a longitudinal field. But this is something untypical for electromagnetics. We use it in mobile phones. It is stable for the first 1.5 meters, and then it kind of dissolves and is getting...
You're saying they're using scalar waves in mobile phones?
No, longitudinal waves.
Okay, well.
Now, if you take two longitudinal waves and overlay them in a way that they also annihilate each other, then you get a scalar wave. And if you are able to build antennas for scalar waves that upconcentrate this energy at a certain point, then you create scalar potential. And this is kind of the fourth dimension Maxwell was talking about. A scalar potential is kind of a number value that is the property of each 3D point. It's getting interesting because if you understand scalar potential and have realized that this is something that is self-organizing, you find the source for all these fractal beauty in nature. This is self-organization of